Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Maple Minute, your daily dose of Canadian basketball content. It's been a long time since I've done one of these. It's going to be a whole different format. This is going to be a full-length podcast. Currently, I'm on my commute to work right now. I head down to Toronto, so I got about 45 minutes to kill here. So I wanted to break down 5, maybe 7 players that I think that are shouldn't be still available, shouldn't be on the board in 2023. Different positions, multiple different players. I got a couple shooting guards, guys like Ibrahim Sacco, guys like Kobe Charles. And then I also wanted to touch on the misconception of what some of these kids in Canadian high school basketball goals really are. Do you want to play professional basketball at the end of the day, or do you just want to play Division I basketball? Those are 2 separate goals, 2 completely separate goals that can they can line up with each other, or you can do it in a variety of different ways. Like what I want to get across to people is that playing pro basketball isn't like D1 or bust. If you want to play professional basketball, there's ways to play professional basketball. There's a plethora of pathways to play professional basketball across the world, and to see the world by playing basketball would be a pretty amazing thing to do. So I think I wanted to break down just some of the misconceptions of it. I think that D1 is great. The publicity behind it, the media, everything, everybody's watching it, March Madness, you got all that stuff going on, and it's a dream that people want to chase, and it's fine to have that dream. But at the end of the day, just going D1 and riding the pine, sitting on the end of the bench, being that 10th, 11th, 12th man, not even maybe red shirt, you're wasting valuable years of your development, not playing, not having a ball in your hand, not having any game film because you're sitting on the bench. Practicing with D1 players is great, learning from D1 coaches is great, but it's like if you're not playing, if you're not having the ball in your hand and able to get film to kickstart your professional career, you need a solid game film to send to coaches at every level, from grade 9 and up. Start filming all your games. Get your brother, get your sister to film your games so you have full-length game film. It's not all about having a mixtape cut up with crazy graphics on it and the flashing lights and then a 21 Savage song on it. You just got to have full-length game film. Coaches don't want to see the bullshit and the fluff and the other crap. So save that for Instagram. Have full-length game film available for coaches at all levels. That's a side note. It's a PSA. Secondly, though, so what I was going off of that point is you need to have the ball in your hands at the college level. So when you're playing post-secondary ball, wherever that may be, whether that's U Sports, CCAA, D1, D2, NAIA, NJCCA, JUCO, whatever it's called, you want to have film of the ball in your hands. So just going D1 just to say you went D1 is not ideal. It's not something you really want to pursue. If you want to go to a school that's going to want you, that's going to look after you, that's going to make sure that they have a plan for you going forward. What's my 4 years looking here like? Can I play 4 years here? Is there a pathway to me to play starters minutes off the hop? Do I have to wait a year? Do I have to develop? Do I have to earn minutes right off the hop? There's so many questions you have to ask when pursuing your college. Your college choice. You can take from all this is go where you're wanted. So if that is not a D1, there's a plethora of U Sport routes you could go as well from across Canada. Multiple different schools offer different athletic scholarships. You can get an academic scholarship. You can get different kinds of grants. If you look into it, you can get a lot of your school paid for and stay home and play U Sports basketball with the ball in your hands where you can rock out. And then this new thing that they have going on that I'm going to talk about on my interview with recent Brock commit Nem we had the other day. We talked about the CEBL draft, the U Sports CEBL draft, which I think is an amazing feature of the league, of the CEBL, which starts today actually. So that draft essentially is 20 players from the U Sports, from any different, you could be a freshman, you could be a senior, it doesn't matter what it is. You can can get drafted out of U Sports into the CBL, play multiple games with the CBL team, play against pros, have pro experience on your resume headed into the rest of your U Sports career. Finishing that off, you're playing FIBA rules, which I think is so beneficial for your pro career if you wanted to go overseas, which I think it's a lot of, like, judging from what I've seen in Canada, a lot of these kids here, like, are gonna go overseas. They're gonna have to go overseas. If you're not a clear-cut guy, if you're not a clear-cut top 20 guy in Canada, I think it's like a good route to like go U Sports, man. Like, why waste your time on a D1 team when you're not gonna, like, if you don't have the ball in your hand, you don't have like a clear-cut path to opportunity to get playing time. You need all those things to line up for you. So what I'm trying to say here is that consider the route you're taking. Don't just be D1 is my goal. If you want to play professional basketball, there's multiple routes to do it. So many different opportunities. U Sports, I think, is going to be a booming thing in the next 5 to 6 years. I think people are going to start coming home. You're seeing it more and more. Last year alone, like Brock had 2 years ago. Sorry, Brock had 7 D1 transfers come in. So it's people are coming back to play at home in Canada. Part of that, the U Sports CBL draft. Is a big part of that. So. Also coming up, I got an interview with, like I said, Nem Serkanovic out of Brock University. Brock Badger, Skull Badgers. I'm a Badger alumni myself, so it's a good interview. Nem, been a big fan of his game since Kitchener days, and I get to talk to him for 10 minutes here on an interview, so let's check that out here.
Nem, I really appreciate it, man. Third time's a charm. Thanks for taking the time.
No problem.
I've been a big fan of your game since your Tri-City days. Coach, watching you play under Coach Surgeon and just how you play defense, the way you're crafty, the way you can score the ball. You're one of the best guards I've seen in 2023 for sure. Like, a real elite player. Brock got an absolute steal. So speaking of that, congratulations on your commitment to Brock University. I wonder why you chose Brock, and tell me a little bit about the recruiting process and who you spoke with on the team and why they made you come there, or how they got you to come there.
Yeah, first of all, thank you. I think Brock was just the right fit for me and my family. It felt like it's the best place where I can grow, really do what I want to do, which is play basketball, which I love to do. So it gave me the right opportunity with the right facilities and good training, and yeah, it felt like the right spot where I can really be the leader that I am and shine. So.
And then how did the meetings go with Willie and Coach Brandon and everybody? How did you feel the coaching staff was for you?
The coaching staff has been great. Coach Willie and Coach Brandon have really been helpful with the whole process of the signing, of showing us around the campus. The campus is beautiful. Me and my family went on a visit. They brought us in well. Everything was perfect. So we really appreciated that from our standpoint. And I know it takes a lot of time for them. So I appreciate that for them, and they really brought us on well.
That's awesome, man. I'm a Brock Badger alumni, so I think you're going to have a great time there. I'm really excited to come watch you next season. Can you tell me a little bit about this past season with Jay Addison and your experience under Coach Duval?
This past year was definitely a roller coaster ride. We had a couple tough periods of time with the team, but overall, as the year went, it was an unreal experience for me. I really felt like I grew as a player. Coach Duval is an amazing coach. He really puts his heart into the team, and that's what I love, because I try to bring the same level of compete as he does, and that's what he brought to us as a team. So we all really grew together, and that's forever going to be a family for me. That was always the thing, that it's a family over there, and I really appreciate everybody that in that program has done.
For sure. And can you tell me a little bit about your journey before Jay Addison, your final year? You played at Tri-City under Coach Surgeon, as we mentioned. Can you tell me a bit about that experience?
Yeah, for sure. Coach Surge, he brought me into Tri-City for my first year at Prep. I was kind of a under the radar kid. Like, I only started playing basketball at grade 9, around like grade 8 summer. So I wasn't really in too much of like a rep scene or a Prep basketball. I love to just train. I was getting better by myself and with my older brother and some trainers. So once I met Coach Surge, he brought me in and he really like showed me the ropes, showed me how Prep basketball is, what I need to do to get the right exposure. So yeah, I appreciate everything he's done, and it's been great. I feel like I've been just getting better. I was able to learn how to score and against better competition, and that's really been my thing lately. So I love it.
Awesome. And for going forward for the 2023-2024 season as a Badger, what are you going to bring to the team? What can you hang your hat on every single day?
Every single day, I know I'm gonna bring my compete level. That's what I run by. I'm gonna bring my my hustle, my work ethic. Those things I know I'm bringing every day, and the leadership as well. I want to be a leader from day one. I want all the smoke from every other school. I want everybody to know that I'm here to be a dog in the league. And then in terms of basketball, I want to create, score, do what I do best, work more on my running either the point or the shooting guard. Just work on my overall skills. You know, it's a long journey, and I'm here for the long run. So I want to make it good.
Another question I have for you is, what with the new U Sports CEBL draft coming into play the past couple of years, you've seen guys that you've probably played against and guys that you played against growing up going into the CEBL. How much of a role did that play? Having a possibility, maybe not this year, maybe the next year, or who knows when, maybe possibly get drafted to the CEBL while you're playing U Sports. How much of a role did that play for you?
That played a big role, honestly, because as a player, you know, of course you have to perform, but knowing that is a possibility, the CEBL while in U Sports played a big role because a lot of these D1 schools and places in the States don't really have that type of situation. So it's a little different. It's going to be a great time to compete against high-level players that are coming overseas to play in the CEBL. So overall, that's a goal that I'm going for, and soon I hope it's going to happen. I'll be able to perform at that level as well.
100%. Last question I got for you. If you had to name an all-time Canadian NBA starting five, who would you be rocking with? Who would your five guys be?
I'm going to be rocking with Shai Gilgeous at the point. I've been loving him this season. Just finished 5th in the MVP ranking, so shout out to him. Got to go with Jamal Murray, 519, Kitchen's very own, shooting guard, small forward Wiggins, power forward, I'm going to go Kelly Olynyk.
Nice pick.
And center, I'm going to go I'm going to go Tristan Thompson at center for those Cavs years.
Cavs days, Tristan. I like that, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Nam, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day. Sorry for the little mix-up earlier, a little phone tag, but I really appreciate you taking the time to interview with me. Future Brock Badger. Really excited to watch you play next season. Do you got anything you want to say to anybody you want to shout out? They're going to see me on first podcast.
Actually. So. Yeah, sure. Actually, I want to shout out. Got my big bro right here across from me. Him. Mono Watts, Nick Sarich, Stefan Redson, all these people that have helped me along the way. So shout out to them and to the league, and a shout out to the league just so they know to be prepared because I'm coming.
That's it. I love it. Appreciate it, Nam. Thank you very much for your time, buddy. I'll send you this interview later on, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you play next year, buddy. Go Badgers.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
See you, Nam.
Appreciate it.
Okay, next segment of the podcast, I wanted to break down some players that are in the class of 2023 in high school or prep that should not be available still, that are like unbelievable talents. Like I'm talking about standout talents come in and impact a D1 program. Like I think these guys are without a doubt top 50 guys in Canada and possibly even higher. So starting off with Jay Addison's Ibrahim Sacco, 6'7". The guy's an absolute machine. He's the Zion Williamson of Canada. Like he can just, like athleticism wise, he can fly. He's got like a Lou Dort kind of body. He's like 6'7". He can just is built like he's just a brick shithouse. He's huge. He's a huge brick wall. He's got incredible bounce. He's got a great jump shot. He's got a great. He's extending his range since I saw him. I saw him at Orangeville. He got almost all his points off straight layups and dunks. But then the next time I saw him play, he was shooting step back threes. He got invited to Nike Hoop Summit. He's a top 5 prospect in Canada for me. I think I got him number 3 overall, which could be a hot take right now, but I said what I said. So Ibrahim Sacco should not still be on the board. He's going to be a immediate impact player at the next level. It was like a toss-up between him and David Simon for Player of the Year in the OSPA this season. He's definitely got to be a guy that coaches know about him, of course, but more coaches should definitely get on the recruiting tail of Ibrahim Sakho at Jay Addison. So for more information on him, reach out to Juval Miles, head coach there, great guy. Next guy I got, Kennedy Charles, was at the Rock Academy for a little bit. Right now I know he's playing in a team in Mississauga called Team Trappings. They're playing a lot of, marquee hoops. Team Trappings are playing marquee hoops. He's going to a lot of different events. He's 6'9", small forward, can dribble, can shoot the ball, can finish way above the rim, can catch lobs, can defend a variety of positions. Kennedy Charles is definitely a guy that coaches at all levels from high major down need to be having a look at. Like, if you have space for a guy that can play the 3 to 4 on your roster, a high school kid that's going to come in and put the work in, put his hard hat on and go to work every day, Kennedy Charles is your guy. Sticking on the last name, Charles, Kobe Charles, another guy who I thought was very, very impressive all season. He's been a standout player for a long time now. I've been watching him play with Canada Elite and United Scholastic for probably 3 years going on now, and I've just been very, very impressed with how he plays the game. He's about 6'4", super long, bouncy, can shoot the hell out of the ball. Talking with multiple coaches, when I was talking to a couple D1 coaches, they were saying, "Oh, we love Kobe. Kobe looks great." So I think it's just a matter of time before someone picks up Kobe Charles. But I think he's definitely a player that coaches need to look at in a deeper, in a closer lens. He's a United Scholastic shooting guard, 6'4", as I mentioned earlier. Phenomenal talent out of Scarborough. Another guy out of United Scholastic, Preston Gale. Been on a couple D1 visits. Has some D1s poking around as well. He's a 6'6". He can play the point. He can play the small forward if you're gonna go small ball. He's like he can do it all really. He does rebounds tough, plays tough defense. These are just guys that like he fits the mold of like a D1 player, man. Like he just oozes talent. Like he just can do it all out there. Handles a rock like it's on a string. Really good size for his position. Like if you play him at the 2, he's gonna body smaller 2s. He's gonna be able to guard the 3. He's got enough like ability to put on a little bit more muscle. Like he has the frame to do that. So he's already strong as it is, but he can add more muscle to his frame. He's definitely a guy that coaches at all levels, like D1 and down, should be looking at for sure. Ebenezer Ogo, Orangeville Prep, 6'11". He's got a limitless motor. Like it doesn't stop, man. Like it must be like he can just run all day, tough as nails. Gets in there just like a Paul Millsap kind of guy. Wants to get in and rebound, hit guys, like get in there, play tough defense, hard nose. Just like a real old school big. Got a decent range on his jump shot. Can make shots from a free throw line extended and in, and great at creating second chance opportunities. Definitely a guy if you're looking for a classic big. Ebenezer Ogo, Orangeville Prep. So he's from out of Western Canada, but he's a guy you're gonna want to have a look at for sure. Another guy coming off of a solid season. He played through the whole season injured. Rav Randawa out of BC, 6'3". This is an absolute sniper. Knockdown shooter. Will shoot the lights out of any gym. One of the best shooters I've seen in Canada since Miguel Tomley, another guy out of BC. 2 guys that just automatic form. You can't phase these guys. Lights out, I'm telling you. Great point guard. He's got a ball. He's got great ball handling skills. Has a couple go-to moves that he really can just break down defenders with, like almost 90% of the time. So pesky on defense. Definitely going to be an impact player. He's got a Portland offer right now. He's a D1 kid for sure. He's a bit slept on being out of BC, but he's definitely a kid that every team could use on their program if they need a shooter. He's going to be one of the next best shooters out of Canada for sure. I call him the Canadian Trae Young. Like, this kid can really go, and he knows a thing or two about hard work. So that's a guy I want to put on coach's radar. And then there's 2 players out of Crestwood that should not still be available. First and foremost, one of my favorite prospects since I started recruiting basketball is Victor Bonsu. Played at Niagara Prep 2 years ago, and then he was at Crestwood this year. He's out of Montreal. You can ask anybody out of Montreal who Victor Bonsu is, and they'll know who the heck we're talking about. The guy is a consummate college shooting guard. He's built like an NBA shooting guard. He's got great athleticism, great jump shot. He can score from all 3 levels. Tough as nails on defense. Just a hard-working kid. That's the theme you've noticed with all these players that I brought up. Hard workers. That's all I want to be talking about, is guys that want to work hard and get in the gym. No pretty boy bull crap. Just guys that want to come in and work, put the work down, put their head down and work. He's one of those guys. You're not going to find another guy that's like quite like him. You're going to find another guy that's quite like Victor Bonsu. Just like, we'll do it all. We'll come in and make a difference in any program. I think he's talking to me. He's telling me Bucknell is very heavily interested in him. He's got a couple other D1s that are interested as well. It's going to be someone's going to get a lottery ticket with Victor Bonsu for sure. So keep your head down. I keep working, Vic. The next guy on Crestwood is Bull Wall, 6'8", 6'9", shooting guard. Like, phenomenal talent. Like, you don't get that kind of size at that position. He just he rebounds like a machine, catches lobs, shot block, rim protect, does what we need to do, and just and also another salt of the earth kid. The Crestwood guys are also cut from the right cloth, so you know you're gonna get a good kid when you get a Crestwood kid. That'll do it for the first episode of the Maple Minute, your daily dose of Canadian basketball content. I'll try to hit these every day on my commute down, maybe 20-minute kind of things, and then I'll cut them up, see how it works, see how it goes, see how the sounds, and then we'll catch up with you later on. So just to recap, don't just try to go D1, try to go pro. A bunch of guys that should be signed. Quick interview with Brock Steiny, Nem Sirkonovich. Take it easy, be safe.